G'day gang, so here's a quick vid on a couple of different brands of water. So this Fiji water has got 96 milligrams of silica per 1,000 milliliters or 1 litre. So what you've got is it's a naturally occurring silica, and what it does is it binds to aluminium, mercury and other metals in your system. It's a cheap way, you know, of just being able to detox. If you want to do, you know, you buy a week, say you drink 1.5 litres a day, 10 litres a week, that'll give you some benefit, and at about $2.40 a bottle, you know, 24 bucks. It's something that you can, you know, grab when you've got a little bit of extra money. They sell it at the bigger supermarkets, some of them, so when you're doing your weekly shop, chuck a few bottles in. And it's really good at the bottles as well. This bottle is one of the few that test truly BPA free. So you've got your BPA, but then you've got several nasty cousins of BPA, and this one tests truly free for all of them. Jump in the lounge, buddy. This one tests truly BPA free. This Aqualove here is at a pH 9 to 10. It's alkalized water. Now what this is good for is cancer can't survive in an alkaline environment. It's just that simple. If you were to get cancer and you were to drink, say, this is my belief, I'm not a doctor, if you were to get cancer and you were to drink, say, 4 litres of this a day, you can be pretty sure that it's going to kill your cancer, basically. It's just science. Cancer likes acidic, it likes sugary, it likes, you know, that sort of environment. It does not like alkalized environment. So this is another good one that you can buy. This one here is more of my everyday. I drink that, so I drink distilled water most of the time. You know, the tap water here in Perth on my EC meter tests at 600 to 700 parts per million. So I use this distilled water, and then what I do is I mix in some of this, one of these two waters with it. So this Aqualove's a good one for mixing with distilled water, because distilled water comes out at pH 6, which is quite acidic. It's very good for flushing, okay? Distilled water is great. If you want to just spend a month on the distilled water, drinking 2 or 3 litres a day, I do that once a year. I'll spend a month, usually as summer's coming in, just to clean things out. You know, in the warmer temps when you're getting a sweat on, that's sort of how it goes. So I will mix in some of that Aqualove with distilled water, and then if you mix in pH 9 to 10 in with pH 6, that'll bring you out at about pH 7, 7.5, which is perfect for the body, for everyday drinking. The Fiji water is great again, so I might spend a month just drinking pure distilled water coming into summer, and then I might spend a month drinking Fiji water. Even just 1 litre a day of Fiji water can do great things for your body. There's been scientific studies done where all they've used is Fiji water. They haven't changed anything else except the water, 2 litres of Fiji water a day. And within 1 to 2 months, they're starting to see a change in people with dementia, Alzheimer's, motor neuron disease, all these sort of things. After 6 months, some people had regressed their dementia by up to 6 years, which is huge. Just from the water, just from the Fiji water with the silica in it. So I suggest everyone buy a water distiller, because the tap water in Perth here in all of Australia is absolutely garbage. Alright, I'll show you that now. I fully cleaned this out on Friday. On Friday this distiller was perfectly clean. Have a look at all of that crud and calcification that is in that's come out the tap water. That calcification is what calcifies your pineal gland. Alright, pineal gland's what gives us our conscious awareness, our spiritual connection to the universe. Okay, that's why it feels like we live in a land of zombies. No one's got any conscious awareness. That's from that calcification there, from fluoride and other metals. So these waters are great. When your body's made up of almost all water, you want to be putting the best stuff in, okay? You don't want to be putting something that's at 600 parts per million out of the tap, which is on the EC electroconductivity meter. You don't want to be putting that in when you've got frequencies everywhere, cell towers and all the rest of it. You don't want metallic water, okay? Now the beauty of the flushing with distilled water for a month that I do each year coming into summer, which I'm about to start soon, the beauty of that, I'll drink 3 or 4 litres of just straight distilled water a day for a month. And what that does is when you put water in, because like I said, the tap water's at 600 parts per million. My distilled water on the EC meter comes out at 0 parts per million. Nothing. It's just pure hydrogen and oxygen in liquid form. There's no metals, no nothing in it. So what that does when you put that into your body, if it doesn't already have 600 parts per million of metallics and conductives piggybacking on it, it acts like a magnet as it goes through your body and draws out all the inorganic material, because it doesn't have it all starting with it. When you're drinking tap water, you can't flush your system because it's already heavily loaded with inorganic material and everything else. Hang on. Sorry about that. So this is what I mean. I have no time to do any of this. So that's what the distilled water does. At 0 parts per million, it is like a magnet to inorganic material. Literally, I'm talking take plaque out of arteries, break down kidney stones. It has the potential to do all of this because all of that is just build up of inorganic material in the body. And the distilled water having no inorganic material piggybacking on it basically means that it's like a magnet. It's drawn to it, it grabs it, takes it out of your body. So this is the importance of water, okay? If you're living in Perth and you're drinking tap water, you are mental, okay? Absolutely mental. In Perth, Western Australia, they have lowered the standard for our drinking water twice in the last 10 years. 11 years. 2008 was the first time. They have lowered our standard twice because they started putting the recycled sewage back in the underground aquifers. Originally, I got a thing in the mail. I've lived in this suburb and we're right next to the water corp here. A big water corp that treats a lot of the northern suburbs. And I got a thing in the mail in 2008 saying they were going to treat the sewage wastewater and then put it back in the underground aquifers and dig it up, bring it back up 60 years later. Then 5 years later, I got a thing in the mail saying we're going to start bringing it up next year. So I went from 60 years to 6 years. Now, you know, these people obviously having absolutely no idea what they're doing. I didn't realise the effect that this was going to have. So now we have very high chlorine content in our water. If you don't believe me, turn your cold tap on really hard, stick your head over it and take a breath. You'll smell chlorine. They have to do this to stop the algae building up in the pipes at the water corp because they'll put the treated, recycled poo water back into the aquifers. Okay, so if you're drinking tap water in Perth, stop. Please stop, okay? It tests at 600 parts per million on an EC meter, which makes it very conductive, and we are surrounded by frequencies. Please stop drinking the tap water if you're in Australia. Okay? Please. Get a water distiller, drink your distilled water, remineralise it with apple cider vinegar, coconut water, freshly squeezed bitter juice, whatever you want. Put some minerals back in it. I mean, most of our minerals come from what we eat anyway. If you've got an organic diet, you should be getting iodine and minerals and stuff like that from it, okay? But water is extremely important, okay? Water can be used to heal us. That's a wrap. Take it easy, gang.